What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scale Router Collective, and welcome to episode 2 of Line Hustle, where I'm going to be going over more of the supplies that I got, including brushes and things like that. If you don't know what Line Hustle is, to briefly summarize it, it's me pretty much learning how to pinstripe and the art of pinstriping, all from the ground up. If you would, check out episode 1, where we unbox some paint and kind of dive into more of what Line Hustle is. So let's go ahead and get episode 2 rolling. So here we have the first brush. This is going to be my main striping brush for mainly lines and things like that to learn with. It is a green wrap. Most people do prefer to have the blue wrap. Now this is the Andrew Mack sword striping brush 20 size 0, and the head width on this is 1/4 of an inch. So I'll go ahead and take it out of the tube here. I have not trimmed it or done anything. So here's the bump, and then the flat side of the ferrule, which is pretty much just the handle. That's what it's called. But here's the hairs. It's not trimmed up or anything. These brushes may need trimmed, and maybe we'll get into that in this video where we'll trim it up. But basically, you just hold this brush in between your thumb and index finger. And then you kind of just stripe like that. And then if you go around curves, you gotta turn it. So there's that brush. Then the next brushes I got is the Dago and Mack collab. These are the mini sabers. So it's the VD stands for Dago, MS is the mini saber, and then set. So these are scrolling brushes. So mini saber scrolling brushes. They tell you to gently wash the hair with warm water before use and gently dry, and no trimming is necessary. These brushes are already trimmed and ready to go. They just have a sugar water coating is what I've researched and found out. So it's stiff, but it's just to protect the hairs during shipping. So that's why you got to wash it out. Then they come with these plastic tubes to also kind of protect it. So the sizes are the size 1 mini saber, so Mack / Dago, Mack Dago, mini saber 0, same thing, mini saber 00, and again these are just scrolling brushes. So it's where like you would do like circles and lines, kind of like filigree. So 1, 0, and 00. Now, Dago, he makes his own brushes as well. I think Mack makes them for him. I'm not sure, but I know he has his own website. This is his Pro Series. So he has stuff on there like a beginner kit and things like that. And other accessories and things you may need that might help you with striping. All right, so what I did was I dipped the brush in mineral spirits to prep it. See how there's some hairs sticking out a little bit? We're gonna cut those off ever so slightly. So those hairs that are hanging out at the very tip, they almost look like a little splinter. You don't want them. What you want is a nice fine point. So you got to take a razor blade, preferably a new one, so it's nice and sharp, and just ever so slightly cut those hairs off the very tip. So basically when you're gonna pinstripe, this is the top of the brush and this is the bottom. If you're right-handed or left-handed, this flat piece always points out, and then this one is always going to be on your index finger. So you can kind of see how there's just a little bit on the tip that needs cut. So you can see what we cut off was just that little bit right there, and those were some rogue hairs that were hanging off the tip. So now we have a nice point. So now we can make lines. So this is just a reminder that your scrolling brushes, lettering brushes, and things like that generally don't need trimming. Just the sugar water needs to be rinsed out of the hairs. Usually the only brushes that need trimming or some sort of adjustment to the very tip is going to be a sword striping brush. So again, you don't want to cut a whole bunch off the tip. Literally, this is what we cut off of ours, which is like 4 hairs, and it's really not that much, but it makes a big difference, because if we didn't cut it off, every time we pulled a line, it would have had like a dot, and then it wouldn't connect very nice when we do. So I'm not somebody that knows everything about this, but I've done plenty of research, so I try to learn as much as I can from what I found. So then for the brush oil, I just got the Custom Shop. I believe the company is TCP Global is like the main company, and then this is just something that they have under their branch is the Custom Shop line. But it's KB211QP brush preserving oil. You can get this on Amazon or through their website. So it has directions for use, tells you what to do. After each use, you're going to clean the brush with a brush cleaning solvent or mineral spirits, and then you're going to put some brush preserving oil on the brush, and then before you paint, you have to clean the brush, because you don't want this on your brush before you paint. It'll ruin your paint. So you got to clean your brush with your brush solvant or your mineral spirits. Then the next things I got is, I believe it's a Stabilo. So this is the white. So it's so you can write on metal and things like that. Pretty much almost anything you can write on. But so you can get patterns down, grids, so you can see what you're doing. And there's the black. So they do send these already sharpened. So something to look out for is this one. The tip came broke, so obviously you want to resharpen it and get nice tips so you can have nice lines. And here's the red. So I got 3 of those, 1 of each color. Then the next thing I got is some Sorel wax-free transfer paper. So it's essentially what it says. It's for tracing. designs on. So you'd have your design, and then you'd have a piece of Sorel laying down, put your design over the paper, and you trace it, and then the pressure will go through the paper and transfer lines to whatever you're painting on. So they have a few different colors for different purposes: graphite, white, blue, yellow, and red. So we have the white. So it's this one right here. It says it's good for reverse work and works well on dark fabrics. So pretty much anything. So they have the yellow. This says it works well on metal. And this red one says it fires out of ceramic, easy to see on dark surfaces. But if you watch a lot of pinstripers on YouTube, they also use the white. So I'm not too worried about it. Then the next thing I got was just some clean strip odorless mineral spirits. You can get this pretty much anywhere. Cheapest thing to do is just go to the store and actually buy it. If you try to get it online, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But this is just cheap, and you got a lot of it. So this is obviously for cleaning the brush, and you can also thin your paint with it. But we're going to use Ronan Paints. So we're going to try out their thinner that they sent with their paints. That's also in episode 1. But for brush oil, there's Dago makes the brush oil. Mack has a brush oil. I believe a lot of the brush manufacturers and brush distributors also sell their own version of a brush preserving oil. So this is just so the hairs don't dry out. So it's pretty essential to have. People also, upon researching, they say use motor oil, lard, and olive oil. But if you could follow some forums and read up on it, they say definitely don't use olive oil. A motor oil, I think, is more of an old school thing. So definitely, if you want to try it, maybe you can try it, but I wouldn't. I would just get a brush preserving oil. And the last thing you need is somewhere to keep all your brushes. So this is going to be my brush box. So this is just an old ratchet set box. It's pretty cool looking, so I kind of wanted to use this. So there was a sticker on here, but I cleaned it off. It was right here. This was the only part of it that was left. If it was the whole thing, I would have just left it. But anyways, I just cut up some foam. So maybe slide the brushes in there. They're supposed to be laying flat, so what I need to do is get some double-sided tape so these actually will stay down in there. But pretty much carved them to where they will sit like so, and then the brushes could stick out this way. To buy a brush box, the metal ones are really expensive, and then the plastic ones are not the cheapest either, but I just figured I'd try to make my own. I was trying to find just the brush inserts and I couldn't find any. So that's why I came up with this. So just trying to be creative and resourceful, because this is a pretty expensive thing to get into. But that's pretty much everything we got to start. So, all right, who was I kidding? The anticipation was just too much. I gotta try to lay down some lines. So what I got here is some glass. Underneath that is some grid paper that I drew some lines down on it with a Sharpie, and then I just taped it. Then here I have another picture frame with some black Ronan paint and a drop of their reducer. So then here we have our Mack Zero green wrap 20. We're gonna palette this up for the first time. So I'm pretty sure you just try to cover it. Let's go ahead and run a line down this. So it's the first line. Here we go. So we got our bump on the outside, got our flat piece, pinching it. We're still able to turn it. Got to stabilize our hands. Okay, let's try not to get our hand in some paint. Again, using our pinkies to stabilize, and this index finger on our thumb to stabilize as well. Trying to get that tip on the line. Move the glass that time. Okay. This time I'm going one pinky. Pull the line, and as I'm coming, I pull up. So that one's a little bit more wonky. Now with the double pinky. That one was way off. Let's go again. Okay, let's see how we did for our first few. Not too bad, I don't think. Definitely a little wonk. A little cattywampus. Nothing wrong with that. I think they're pretty good. Definitely got to learn like brush control and pressure and things. But, you know, first try. On this one, you can kind of see I curved down, but you know, I mean, they're pretty straight. Not the straightest, but you know, I'm happy with it. You know, I just got to improve from here. Hopefully you guys follow along on this journey, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.